What's up, gamers? Hi, wanderers, and hello, internet. Welcome to another Sloop Gaming video. Today, Friday, July 21st, Diablo 4 released another Campfire Chat discussing a lot of these upcoming changes and community concerns that have been brought to light since the update 1.1.0, as well as the launch of Season of the Malignant Season 1 with Diablo 4. So this is the TLDR of everything that was discussed in the fireside chat, specifically with Joe Pipora, the Associate Game Director, Joe Shelley, the Game Director of Diablo 4, as well as Adam Fletcher, the Associate Director of Community Management. Let's take a look. All right, Diablo 4 Campfire Chats Recap. This is available on Blizzard's website. Catch up on the Season of the Malignant Campfire Chat, July 21st, 2023. On July 18th, we released patch 1.1.0 for Diablo 4. Since then, we received valuable feedback from the community regarding the changes it implemented. We took the opportunity to address the feedback directly during our Season of the Malignant Campfire Chat today on July 21st. Game Director Joe Shelley, Associate Game Director Joseph Piporia, and Associate Director of Community Adam Fletcher detailed why the changes in patch 1.1.0 were made, what we were aiming to achieve with those changes, and the steps we're taking to ensure we will never implement a patch like that again in the future. If you'd like to watch the full live stream, see the below video on demand. So again, I highly recommend that everyone give this a watch. It is long, it's over 40 minutes, but there's a lot of specific information. Again, this is the TLDR, and that's why you're watching the video. One thing they emphasized was Diablo 4's live service mission statement, and this summarizes it very specifically. Keep the game fun for players. Have a wide variety of viable builds to discover, put together, and optimize across all 5 classes. Introduce new items and powers every season to keep the game fresh and increase build variety. Continue to evolve the game with high monster density for powerful builds to mow down and activities to challenge your build. When making changes to increase build diversity, we will let some builds be overpowered until we have provided compelling alternatives. Introduce meta changes will occur at predictable times, like the start of the season. React quickly to squash game-breaking bugs, damages, or crashes. Again, that's their live service mission statement. Why we released patch 1.1.0 and what we are trying to achieve. Again, this summarizes what their intentions are. Again, they communicated in the fireside chat that they've heard majority negative feedback, right? They acknowledge all of that, and they're working diligently to update fixes and address all of these community concerns. Continuing on. Diablo 4 was always meant to be a capped power experience and not an endless grind. We know that building your character's strength is an essential part of the fun of Diablo, and that it feels bad to take away any power. So why did we patch 1.1.0? Our goal is for multiple builds to be powerful enough to defeat our toughest foes like Uber Lilith. One build shouldn't be the only way to play a class. Some changes implemented in this patch were made to address this issue. We also know that nightmare dungeons are currently way too difficult. They should feel achievable through multiple builds, and high-level tiers beyond level 50 are particularly overtuned towards difficulty. Patch 1.1.0 was the start of the changes needed to map against the changes we're making to nightmare dungeons, which will be HOTFIX today, and I'll go over what today's HOTFIX is. How we are addressing concerns, and why and how our approach to patches will change moving forward. Moving forward, we will take a more surgical approach when adjustments to balance are needed. We will ensure that we are adjusting something overpowered. We will provide compelling alternatives for players to explore for their class instead. We will be improving communication, sharing patch notes at least a week prior to launch so that we can have a meaningful conversation with the community. We will be introducing several changes in the upcoming patch 1.1.1. We will be continually evolving the game with high monster density for powerful builds to mow down and activities to challenge your build. We believe that making changes to certain builds, rebalancing nightmare dungeons, and creating additional engaging endgame experiences will ultimately result in a better game for more types of players. So this is overall what the vibe was during today's Fireside Chat. And with the upcoming patch 1.1.1, before then, next Friday on July 28th, there will be another Fireside Chat where they're going to go into more specifics as to what patch 1.1.1 is going to deliver. Again, the TLDR, here are some notes and conversations that preceded questions that they took from the live chat, and I'm going to go over the main bullet points on them. So on patch 1.1.1, today we will release a hotfix that introduces changes to Nightmare Dungeons. These are changes that map to some of the balance changes made in 1.1.0. We'll be implementing Nightmare Dungeon tuning changes to pair with class changes that came with 1.1.0. Barbarians and Sorcerers, with Sorcerer first, will be getting adjustments to legendary aspects in patch 1.1.1. Monster density will be substantially increased in Nightmare Dungeons as well as in Helltide. We will add an additional stash tab as well as an elixir stack size increase, which is going to go up to 99. So that should alleviate a lot of the concerns. We will reduce the gold respec cost by 40%. We want the leveling journey from 50 to 100 to be faster and are looking at increasing XP bonuses for playing on higher world tiers. And more, which I'm going to go over right now. Overall, when you're watching the Fireside Chat, it's very somber, right? The devs seem almost disappointed in what the community reaction has been since the release of update 1.1.0, and justifiably so. So they acknowledge that they made some mistakes. They acknowledge that it was too much too soon, and they acknowledge that if they were going to quote unquote take a toy away, they should be giving another toy in its replacement. They specifically acknowledged cooldown reduction and stated that CDR is the most powerful aspect of the game, and how that factors into the end game through World Tier 3 and specifically in World Tier 4. Reductions are needed, if not mandatory, in order to complete, certain high tier, level 80, 90, 100 Nightmare Dungeons. That Sorcerer and Barbarian were severely nerfed. They didn't use the word nerf, but they acknowledged that the changes made to those two classes with update 1.1.0 has taken the fun out of playing those two classes. And they did seem very hopeful for the upcoming patch 1.1.1 that will focus on Sorcerer and Barbarian. And they were also hopeful that the hotfix being implemented today with Nightmare Dungeons will alleviate some concerns. They acknowledged Helltide and Nightmare Dungeons monster density will increase quote unquote substantially. Inventory concerns, gem changes will not be coming until Season 2. Leaderboards will not be a thing until Season 3 at the earliest. Uber uniques are exceedingly rare, and they acknowledge that the current drop rate needs changes as the game goes on. Crowd control acknowledges our tools for crowd control need to be better. Loadouts stated the UI team is excited and the devs are discussing. When will patch 1.1.1 be updated and released? They said soon. Endgame journey challenge and experience inside World Tier 4. Also, other milestones. Plans are in discussion to have more challenges on the road to level 100. Target farming, specifically for aspects, particularly in World Tier 3 and World Tier 4. Season 2 will unveil some of these changes. More patches will come after update 1.1.1, before Season 2 begins. Questions were asked about matchmaking, but the devs skipped over that. The devs acknowledged about enemies that explode, chill, or charge are a problem and will be adjusted accordingly, and some fixes have been made already. The devs agreed that these enemy engagements are cheap and need to be adjusted. In regards to upgrading your codex to alleviate stash aspect hoarding, no discussion on that. They seem to pass over it. Adding more uniques or aspects to the game, are there plans? There are, and patch 1.1.1 will address some changes to current aspects. But as far as adding more uniques or aspects before Season 2, they didn't answer yes or no, but it seems unlikely. Plans for any change to resistances that will be coming in Season 2. Campaign boss replayability. They did not comment on it, but it seems like that is in discussion behind the scenes. More options to modify or craft gear. There are plans in the future, they stated. Minion builds or companion builds. Will they be upgraded or any changes made? Dev stated that there's nothing in the pipeline in that regard. And they also addressed the treasure goblin and upgrading not only the availability, the spawn rate of a treasure goblin, but the devs say that they're in discussions about having additional types of treasure goblins, a resource goblin, what have you. And they're also going to be buffing, quote unquote, the drop rate for legendary items from the treasure goblin. And there you have it, today's TLDR from the Campfire Chat with the devs. Thank you so much for watching. Please join me on Twitch, where I stream Diablo 4 daily, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on Diablo 4 in the comments below. Again, thank you, and I'll see you in Sanctuary. Thank you for watching. Likes and shares are kindly appreciated, and subscribe for more Diablo 4 content. Peace.